The next question is, I think,
Hmm.
what are the most common injuries in cricket? We have back injuries, shoulder injuries as well. So just take us
Hmm.
through some of the common injuries and why they happen for cricketers.
Okay. So let's talk about fast bowlers first,
Hmm.
because there's a lot of research done on fast bowling. Pace bowling, pace attack, all of these are very high velocity uh, and very high risk factor positions for the person. So you're bowling at a high intensity, you're releasing the ball, then you're following it up. And when you release the ball, you try to, push it for, let's say, around 140, 135, 145 also. Some bowlers bowl at around 145 on an average. Now, considering all of this, it puts a tremendous load on your back or on your core muscles, not just your shoulder, because you're utilizing the entire body's force to push it at that point of time. And imagine you just pick up a ball tomorrow and try to throw it as far as possible. The amount of force your body will require is going to be huge, because if you just go through it now, if you just feel the force, if you're trying, you're clocking up and you're just throwing it, so you'll feel that I've really utilized force for this throw, so it should go far.
Hmm.
Now imagine bowlers doing that over and over again and again, and uh, throughout the match, throughout their practice training, because they can't train otherwise, right? Now that kind of a force puts a lot of pressure on their lower backs, their core muscles, their shoulder muscles. So those three are the common injuries. Not the core one, but the lower back and the shoulder are very common for fast bowlers. Coming to somebody like uh, Sachin Tendulkar landing up with tennis elbow, the flicks using the wrist,
Hmm.
or a very wristy player is what they call these days. So utilization of wrist will give you a lot of fatigue on the forearm muscles. So
Hmm.
either they have to take it very slow, they have to compromise their stance a lot of times and train for the same thing over and over again and again. Otherwise, their forearms are going to get heavy and they're going to land up with tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. So those are again common injuries for cricket
Hmm.
players. Coming to fielding, any kind of an injury can happen. Ankle. So technically, Hardik Pandya's was a fielding injury,
Yeah.
and yeah, so most commonly put injuries in cricket will be shoulder, lower back, and some amount of ankle injuries. Apart from that, if anybody takes the fourth position, it's going to be wrist and forearms.
So you talked about
Very big.
the
Yeah.
wrist injuries, and immediately Surya Kumar Yadav came into my mind. And
Yes.
when we talk about him and the modern generation who is coming in, they are not really orthodox. Where from our childhood we are taught like how to strike like a straight drive, on drive, leg drive, but it's like they are wristy, they are moving everywhere, so it's obviously going to take a lot of different kinds of things during exercise and fitness. So for the upcoming new generation and the players, like what is your assessment, like what should they do to avoid all these injuries, and also what maybe you think they're already doing?
First, primary basis, get yourself assessed from a local physiotherapist.
Mhm.
That's my
that's
go-to
that's
advice.
marketing for you, done right here. You
Yeah,
can contact
yeah.
him, details are in the description. Yeah, go ahead.
But that's very commonly told advice, and the reason is very simple. That if you're playing cricket, if you want to pursue it professionally, there is no point in go like drinking water after you're thirsty. Drink it before you're thirsty to prevent the thirst. Same thing goes for
Mm,
injuries. Go to the physio to prevent injuries, not to have treatment on the current and existing injuries. There
mm,
will be aches and niggles. There will be some assessments that we do, and that provides you with understanding that okay, I have some amount of risk prone factors in my lower back, in my ankle, so I should take care of it a bit more. Then utilize that and start training for it. So those who can't afford to go to a physiotherapist, or those who don't want to go to a physiotherapist, go to the gym, train yourself a lot. So there was a video which got viral in the middle, in the recent times. I think it was Chetan Patil, Sandeep Patil's son. So when he was telling, when Sandeep Patil was a selector, he used to watch Virat Kohli train, and he observed him for a couple of days, and he told Chetan so what exactly went on with Virat Kohli's routine. And this was back when he was the selector. So I don't know how long ago, but probably you can consider around 7 to 8 years minimum.
Yeah.
Uh, so he used to wake up in the morning, do his morning routine, stretches, then go to the gym, then come out of the gym, freshen up, go to the match, play the entire match, come back, go to the gym again. So around 5 or 6 o'clock, he'll go to the gym again. In the night, he will go and before, like an hour and a half before he sleeps, he'll run for 30 minutes using that oxidative, like oxidation level जो reduce करते हैं वैसा वाला एक mask. So
Yeah.
yeah, so basically we call that airflow restriction masks. Uh, it doesn't really reduce the oxygen levels per se. It just restricts the airflow which is coming to you, and that itself gives you a feeling of exhaustion. And he used to run with that after the entire day of training on treadmill for around 30 minutes. So this can be tagged to my previous point that they are continuously trying to increase their energy levels. And he didn't start this routine out of the blue. He was first training only once a day and then going to the match. Then he started training twice a day. Then he started running in the night. And that's usually how you build up your energy levels, your exercise routines. And that itself should be enough to prevent a lot of injuries. Then taking care of your nutrition, taking care of your mental health, because no matter how much in peak physical condition you are, if your mental state is not going to be good, you're going to continuously land up with injuries, because stress and overuse are always two-sided, or there is a flip side to it. Stress and anxiety can be induced from your head also, and from your body also. So body usually can be addressed using physical therapy, but you need to address the mind also. You cannot take unnecessary stress that will put your body also under stress, because your muscles are all tensed up throughout the day. Very physiological reasoning. If you're under tension or under stress of any kind, your muscles are going to be tensed throughout the day. They're going to hold you tight. They're going to hold yourself tight. So that's usually what we say to others also, right? Ki hold tight, it's going to pass. Hold tight, you'll be all right. So your muscles also tend to hold tight, and that's another stressor for uh, your sporting career. That's going to be a huge injury factor. So injury risk factor.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, that.
Wow, that was a great conversation actually, and it was exactly what I hoped for. And more than doing anything, writing and stuff, this is kind of my favorite time when I get to invite someone and ask them questions, because sports is so much about not just getting on the field and winning a trophy. It has so many things in the background going on, which probably we don't see anytime. But yeah, thank you for doing this, and this was really interesting. This was something that I think will leave the listeners, viewers with a thought going. After this video ends, they will be thinking about all these things. So thank you for giving your valuable time. Hope you enjoyed the conversation as well.
Oh,
And
definitely.
I know that I wanted to talk about women's cricket as well, but you said that there's this completely different thing. So hopefully
Different
we can
topic.
come back and talk about women's cricket as well,
Yes.
when the series women cricket start playing more oftenly, I guess. So but yeah, thank you so much. Very lastly, did you enjoy? And then we can end it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure talking about injuries and, just discussing these things on video. It's
Mm.
always very interesting when we try to educate other people also, and, you know, just sharing our knowledge in general, that why do these injuries happen. And thank you for taking out the time and bringing this topic to light. And I hope
Yeah.
we can do a couple of more episodes in the future also.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.